All right, welcome. So, let's talk. If you're an advanced English learner and you feel, well, stuck, like you've just hit a wall with your progress, then you're in exactly the right place. We are going to dive into how you can break through that barrier and get to that true C1 fluency. Let's do it.
Does this feel familiar? You know, you can understand movies, you can read the news, you can follow along just fine in meetings, but then when it's your turn to speak, to really share a complex idea, you just freeze. The words don't come out quite right, not as smooth as they are in your head, you just feel stuck.
First off, don't worry. You are so not alone. What you're feeling has a name, it's super common. It's called the intermediate plateau. And yeah, it is that incredibly frustrating stage where you know so much, but you just can't seem to use it all with that confidence and ease you want.
So why does this happen, right? Why does it feel like you're running in place? In this first part, let's break down what this plateau actually is and, the real reasons why your progress feels like it's just completely stalled out.
This chart basically tells the whole story. Remember when you were a beginner, progress felt like an explosion. Every single new word was this giant leap forward. But look at what happens. The bars get smaller. The more advanced you get, the smaller those leaps become. It takes a lot more focused effort to see any real improvement.
And this quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This is the core of the problem. Your passive knowledge, your ability to understand things, has just gotten way ahead of your active skill, which is your ability to actually produce the language yourself, on the spot. Okay, so we've put our finger on the problem, but to fix it, we really need a clear destination. So what does true C1 fluency even look like? I'll tell you, it's way more than just knowing a bunch of fancy vocabulary. It's a totally different way of operating in English. Take a look at this definition here. The key words that jump out to me are flexibly and effectively. See, it's not about being perfect. It's about being able to adapt to any situation. And check out that last part, without much obvious searching for expressions. That's the dream, right? To just let your thoughts flow without that constant searching.
So what can C1 speakers really do? Well, they can share nuanced opinions. They go way beyond I agree or I disagree. They get the implicit stuff, like sarcasm or what's not being said. They can structure these really complex thoughts clearly, right on the fly. And they can speak spontaneously with real precision. These are the actual skills we're aiming for.
And that is the big question, isn't it? We know where we are, and we know where we want to go. So how in the world do we build that bridge from just passively knowing stuff to actively, confidently using it?
The answer isn't some magic trick or a secret hack. It's a system, a consistent one. Let's call it the daily practice engine. Think of it like a powerful set of small, daily habits that are designed to build up your active skills piece by piece.
This slide is so important because it shows the critical difference. On the left, you've got passive learning. It's comfy, it's easy, and yeah, it's necessary, but it will not get you off the plateau. On the right, that's where the magic happens, active practice. You're not just consuming anymore, you're creating. You're forcing your brain to actually go find the language and use it.
Okay, let's break down the first gear of our engine, daily speaking. This one is absolutely non-negotiable, and it can be just 2 minutes. Pick any topic, what you had for lunch, your opinion on a movie. But the key is step 3, record yourself. Listening back, that's your secret weapon. It's your personal feedback loop for spotting those awkward phrases or mistakes you keep making.
Here's the second gear, active listening. Now, this is not just having a podcast on in the background while you do the dishes. This is focused work. When you transcribe or you shadow, which just means you repeat what you hear as you hear it, you're literally training your mouth and your brain to copy the rhythm, the intonation, and all those connected sounds of native speakers. Okay, so we have the 2 main parts of our engine, active speaking and active listening. Now for the fun part. Let's talk about how you actually assemble this thing into a real, sustainable system that actually fits into your daily life. Before we get into the how, you have to get this one key idea in your head. You can't learn to be fluent from a book, just like you can't learn to swim by reading about it. Speaking is a physical skill. It's a muscle, and it has to be built through consistent practice.
So, building your system? It's actually pretty simple. First, just schedule 15 minutes a day. That's it. Second, find topics you actually like so it doesn't feel like a chore. Third, and this is maybe the most important part, aim for consistency, not perfection. Just show up. And finally, track your little wins, because that's what keeps you going. Consistency is always going to beat intensity.
Look, you don't have to become fluent by next week. Just try to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Maybe it's one new phrase or slightly better pronunciation on a word you struggle with. These tiny daily improvements, they compound into massive, massive growth over time. That is the real power of this engine.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question, and I really want you to think about it. What does fluency actually unlock for you? Is it nailing that big job interview? Is it connecting on a deeper level with friends? Maybe it's just that feeling of finally being truly, completely yourself when you speak English. Keep that goal right in front of you, because that is what you're building towards, 1% at a time.